Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna Stitches. Today is Tuesday, January 3rd, and I am starting a new kind of series type thing today. Before I talk about that, if you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and checking it out. If you like my content, please think about liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, all that good stuff. I would really appreciate it. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate that as well. So, and again, before I talk about the new series I'm starting, I do want to show my finished, what's it called? Hexagon cardigan. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but I did show this a couple times last week. I did not sew in my ends under my arms yet, but other than that, it is finished. So here it is. And I used Lion Brand mandalas on this, specifically in the colorway Genie. And I followed the pattern by Passionate Kelsey right here on YouTube. I will have it linked down below. It was a very simple pattern to follow. I actually only followed it up to the point where she joins the back though. And then I kind of did the rest by myself. So whatever I did to add the length on, and then to add this like collar or trim, whatever you want to call it, part, I kind of did my own thing. I didn't follow her pattern at all. But I love how it turned out, and it is amazing. I can't wait to make another one, which I will probably do fairly soon. But what I have today, again, is going to be a new series. It will be on Tuesdays. I don't know if it's going to be every Tuesday yet. I might do every other week, or it could be weekly or bi-weekly, depending on how much I get done. Really all depends, but it's going to be Temperature Blanket Tuesday. So, I did make a temperature blanket, I believe, back in 2019, which is kind of when I first started crocheting. No, I've been crocheting longer than that. But I did start one in 2019, and I actually got pretty far on it. I think I went from January all the way to October, and then I stopped working on it and ended up throwing it away. With that one, I made little granny squares with 2 colors per day. The center of the granny square was the low of the day. The outside, well, the second round of the granny square was the high of the day, and then they were all lined in white. And it was one of the first like bigger projects I did, so I completely followed the tutorial I was watching, colors and all, and honestly just didn't care for it. So like I said, I did throw it away. And I've wanted to work on one every year since, I just haven't. But I found a pattern I really like this year, and I completely forgot to look it up before I started recording, but I will have it linked down below. It's kind of just a moss stitch blanket, and my thing with temperature blankets is they always end up way too big, and I don't want that. I want it to be an actual usable blanket, so I'm going to try to figure out this pattern so that it could be like a throw instead of a ridiculously long blanket. But it is just a simple moss stitch, so every row of it will be a different day. I'm going to look into it a little bit further and see, like, if every row is going to be a day, it is going to be pretty long. So I might do an average for the week and do that instead of per day. I haven't really decided yet. I'm really probably going to stick to per day because I like that aesthetic of the temperature blankets rather than remembering what I did. I know that every day is going to be the high or low of the day, just kind of depends on what I decide. So I did pick out my colors, and I did make up my list of what temperatures I'm going to do, and I have been writing down the temperatures so far. I haven't actually started the blanket yet. I wanted to get a couple days into the year before I start it so that I actually have something more than just one row to work on. But I will show you the colors I'm going to be using and what it's going to look like color-wise so far. So this is what I came up with, you know, not too professional at all. I just kind of went with it. I sat on the floor in front of my yarn last night and just wrote down what colors I wanted for what temperatures. And then I kind of rearranged it a little bit, and I was planning on going through my markers and kind of like putting the color of the day on my calendar. I still don't know what I'm going to do with that, but that was my plan. That's why that's there. But this is what I got. So I know I've mentioned many times before, but I live in Western New York. We have quite the temperature range here. It can be below 0 all the way up to 100 throughout the year. So I did 20 and below for the first color, which it could end up being quite a bit of the blanket depending on how our January gets. I mean, it looks like it's going to stay pretty decent within the 40s and 30s this month, but who knows? And depending on what November and December look like at the end of this year, there could be quite a bit of 20 and below. I know with that first blanket I was talking about, every day in December was 20 and below. So, but this year and the past couple years, we really haven't gotten that low in temperatures. I think the lowest we hit were those days during the blizzard, and then we shot right back up to mid 40s. So I think doing 20 and below will be okay, and I chose the color light green for that, which I know is a little weird for cold temperatures, but I'm going with it. So that will be my 20 and below, and this is Big Twist value. All but one of my colors are the Big Twist value. So again, it's the color light green, and there's 380 yards in this. It's a 100% acrylic. You can get these at Joann's. So that will be my 20 and below color, and then my 21 to 30. So I'm doing about every 10, every 10 degrees will be a color change. So 21 to 30 will be the color Peacock, which is this really pretty teal color. So that will be 21 to 30 degrees. 31 to 40 is going to be the only one that is not a Big Twist, and it is the Stonewash color by I Love This Yarn, which is a Hobby Lobby brand. Again, 100% acrylic, and there's 355 yards in this. So that will be 31 to 40. 41 to 50 goes back to Big Twist in the colorway Lilac. Ooh, I just dropped some on the floor. 41 to 50. Yep, so 51 to 60 is going to be the colorway Plum. Again, Big Twist. 61 to 70 is going to be Bubblegum. And surprisingly, this is my favorite color in it all. I'm actually not a pink person, which is kind of strange being that my hair is pink, but I don't really care for the color pink too much. But this is probably my favorite color in the whole blanket, is this bubblegum color. And then the next color, I might change. Let me know down in the comments below what you think, but 71 to 80 I have as watermelon. And during like July and August, we'll probably use quite a bit of this color, but is it gonna, oh, I guess they're not too similar. I was gonna say they're too similar to have right next to each other, but I think now holding it up, they're pretty different. Let me know down below what you think though. But that will be 20, or not 21, 71 to 80 is gonna be watermelon. 81 to 90 is gonna be just red, so Varsity Red. And I have used this already, so that's why it's kind of messy. And then 91 and up, because I probably won't use this too much, just because it rarely will get above 90. If it does, it's maybe like 1 or 2 days out of the year. But I chose this really vibrant color, which is called Coral, which makes no sense to me. Like, this is not coral at all, and it is definitely a lot brighter in person, but it's showing up pretty vibrant on camera. But I think it's really pretty. I just don't get the name of it. But I think it would add definitely an interesting pop to the blanket, which is why I chose it for 91 through up. through whatever goes above 91, because we're not going to hit too many of those days. If we do, that'd be very surprising, but I doubt it. So that is the color pattern, I guess, for my temperature blanket. Again, I'll be doing this on Tuesdays. It's going to be Temperature Tuesdays. So I'm probably going to start the blanket probably not tonight, because I'm working on my Annie's kit so that I can show you guys the next update for that. But I will probably work on it throughout the rest of this week, and by Tuesday of next week, I will have today through either Sunday or Monday done to show you. Again, I might do it every week. I might do it every other week. Really just depends on how often I work on it. I do have quite a few projects that I'll be working on throughout the year too. So it's not going to be my main focus. So there's probably going to be weeks where I get that whole week done by Tuesday and I'm ready to show it. There's going to be weeks where I probably set it aside and you might not see it for, 2 weeks, but we'll see how it goes either way. But so far, what I've been writing down, because I wasn't sure at first what type of blanket I was going to do, I've been writing down the high and low for each day. So far throughout today, Sunday, which was the first, we had a high of 42 and a low of 37. Monday, the second, we had a high of 45, a low of 35. And then today, we have a high of 41, a low of 36. And then, I've been writing them down. I have the rest of the week written down too, since I'm just kind of going with the high and low. And then I circled which one I'm going to go with. So today I actually circled the low of the day because we've been sitting in the low 30s today. So 36 has actually been the high for today. So I'm going to do that. But yesterday and Sunday, we were right in the low to mid 40 range. So the high for those days is correct. So I think that's how I'm going to do it, which excites me because the first 3 days of the year, we already have a different color. So we will have 2 days, the first and the second, of light green. And then the third, which is today, we will have lilac. So there's actually not light green, sorry, stonewash. I forgot I switched the two around. So the first and the second are going to be that stonewash color. And then today is going to be lilac, which is exciting because usually the first couple days, well, not couple days, the first month or so of my blanket is usually one color because our temperatures don't change too much within January and December. And again, the first blanket I made, and I did keep track of temperatures the next year, planning to do a temperature blanket, and I never did. But I know the blanket I did make, and then the following year when I actually wrote everything down, it would have been the same color throughout the whole month. So it's kind of nice to see that I'm already going to have a little bit of variation in colors just in the first 3 days. One thing too that I'm trying to decide what to do with is how to break up the months. So I do want to add maybe an extra line in there of the moss stitch of either black or white, so that I know that's where the month ended, or just keep it seamless throughout the whole year and just know, because I'll remember. I don't know. I feel like after a while I wouldn't be able to remember, oh yeah, January ended on this day, February started on this day, without actually looking at that. But that's kind of what this is for, so I guess I could do it that way too. But like I said, the whole reason why this little line of blue is there is because I was just gonna either put that line on each square so that when I actually go to make it, I don't have to look back at my key here to figure out which color I'm going to use. I can just look at what color I colored in the box. But that is my plan. So, yeah, let me know what you think. I'm going to post the link for the pattern I'm going to be using down below because I completely forgot to even look at it before I started recording. And tomorrow for my Wednesday work video is actually not going to be Wednesday work. It's going to be more of my plan for 2023 type thing. So I'm going to be filming that for tomorrow, and I hope everybody had a great day. It was my first day back to work after my 11-day vacation, and I have to say it wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be, but I do start training again tomorrow, so I'm sure by the end of the week I'm going to be burnt out again, but today was actually a very nice, relaxing day back, so not too bad. But I hope everybody had a great day, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye.